Hello there guys, and welcome to another edition of Star Wars Comics, where today we start off a new series with Star Wars Infinities Return of the Jedi. With 2 down, New Hope and Empire, this will be the last installment in the Star Wars Infinities series. Both of the series had their ups and downs. I can honestly say that the writers tried with these comics. Some worked, some didn't. Now we will explore the last episode of the original trilogy. If you're hyped for this series, leave a like and a comment down below, and with that, let's get this video started. We start with the first issue, similar to how we do in the movie. Leia is disguised as the bounty hunter Boushh and was offering Chewbacca to Jabba in return for compensation. This time, however, when they disagree on the price, when Jabba hits 3PO, the head gets separated from the body, which renders 3PO translating skills useless, and therefore no one can understand each other. Seeing no other recourse, Leia removes the mask and threatens to blow up the place if he doesn't release Han. She didn't realize that Boba Fett was standing in the shadows behind her. Lando tried his best to skew his shot, but Fett still hit Leia in the arm as she dropped the thermal detonator. Now everyone is running in panic. In the midst of this confusion, Boba takes the frozen Han with him and escapes. While Leia tried to go after him, Lando and Chewbacca stopped her. They had to escape before the bomb blows up. Poor 3PO, they didn't even have the time to save him, and Fat Jabba is left by Fortuna since he couldn't even move. The palace is blown up with Jabba and 3PO inside, with our band of heroes watching from afar as Boba Fett escapes with Han on board the Slave One. Now they had to move quickly. Their primary goal was to find Boba and retrieve Han by any means necessary. They take hold of Jabba's sail barge with the help of R2, who electrocutes one of the henchmen. He was waiting for 3PO, but sadly, Leia informs the little guy that he couldn't make it. With no time to spare, they meet up with Luke out in the dunes. He climbs aboard, where later we see that he has been filled in on the situation. Boba had disappeared. Well, Luke had the idea of splitting up. This way they can cover more ground. He will start searching the cantinas in Mos Eisley, where they were mostly familiar with a bounty hunter, and she could return to her fleet and see if she could do something from there. Besides, he needs to return to Dagobah as soon as possible. Someone was desperately waiting for him. Leia hopes that things won't get worse. This side mission might cost the rebellion. Well, Luke assures her that the Force will be with him. Meanwhile, above the Endor moon, the second Death Star was near completion. Darth Vader assured his master of that. However, Sidious was feeling a disturbance in the Force. Things were oddly not as he had foreseen. He instructed Vader to remain with him at all times. Back on Dagobah, Yoda seemed to not be well. In fact, he was slowly dying as Luke had still not come. Ben Kenobi implored Yoda to still hang on. Young Skywalker might still make it in time, but Luke was still preoccupied. Inside the cantina, Luke was using mind tricks on the patrons in order to find out anything he could, but unfortunately nobody had a clue. Boba Fett was seemingly lost. At that moment, 3 goons approach and tell him to leave. They were ready to start some trouble. Suddenly, Luke grabs the table and throws it at the goons. As one of them was reaching for his blaster, Luke ignited his lightsaber and warned him not to do that. No, said the goon. They gave up and ran. But you know who else gave up? Luke Skywalker. Nobody knew anything about Boba Fett. He asked R2 to link him up to Leia. She wasn't having luck either, but Luke wasn't feeling right. For some weird reason, he feels like time is running out. It was Yoda. He was slowly dying. His last moments were approaching. Obi-Wan tried to talk to Yoda, but the Jedi Master was done. He tried to connect to young Skywalker through the Force. Luke, he called out. Luke was stunned. He had felt it. The death of his last master, Yoda. But Luke wasn't the only one to feel Yoda's death. Inside the throne room, so did the Emperor of the Galaxy, Darth Sidious, his old friend. While in the movie version it is never shown if Sidious actually felt the death of Yoda, it is interesting to see here that the writers thought to include that for the fans, and how this might have in fact gave Sidious more reason to believe that he is invincible, that only a naive and young Luke Skywalker remained of the Jedi, thinking he could easily defeat him or at best make him join the Sith. So what did you guys think of the first issue? Was it fun for you guys, or are you still waiting for number 2 to get really into this series? Let me know down in the comments, my friends. Issue number 2 comes out tomorrow, so stay tuned and hope to see you there. Have a fun day, guys, and may the Force be with you always.